Hello and welcome back to another video, and in today's video we're going to be doing some more Genshin Impact, but this song that we're going to be doing is going to be a kind of live sort of music video for the song called Duel in the Mist, which is Inazuma's battle theme, I believe, or something like that. So this should be quite an interesting one to see sort of how this is put together and what sort of sounds we get from this. I've not heard the song before, I don't know anything about it, so it's going to be a complete sort of blind reaction to it. Before we get into that though, please do like the video and subscribe to the channel as well. Please do like the video as well if you really like the Genshin Impact stuff. We've done a lot of Genshin Impact stuff on the channel, so please do check out that stuff out if that's what you like. To see, reactions and breakdowns of Genshin stuff. We've also started doing some Honkai Star Rail as well, so if that's what you're into, please do check that stuff out too, and let me know what you'd like to see next on the channel as well in the comment section below. But having said that, I think we'll get straight into the reaction. So I think we'll probably watch about a minute of it, maybe go back and forward, and we'll just react to it straight through. All right, so now we're in this view. Let's get into the reaction and let's react to Duel in the Mist, Inazuma OST battle theme from Genshin Impact in 3, 2, 1, go. All right. Alright, before that starts to flourish up, let's go back over that last minute. This is really, really cool, and it kind of really sets, I mean, it starts off very, very kind of dramatically, and is obviously the use of these more traditional instruments, which are very, very interesting to see, and it's obviously Duel in the Mist, it does kind of give it that kind of feel of obviously being a Far Eastern setting, using all these Far Eastern traditional instruments would do that, but also that kind of like you are in the mist in the mountains, you are on a quest or an adventure, and you are within a trial or something like that. And that's kind of how it feels at the moment. Let's play the last minute again because it was really, really cool. Yeah, I just find it fascinating. Obviously, instruments, and particularly ones that have come from hundreds or maybe even thousands of years old, I don't know, in their origin, are really, really interesting, aren't they? And I kind of find it fascinating how you can compare instruments from hundreds of thousands of years ago from the Far East, and you compare them to instruments from 100,000 years ago in Europe, and they're not a million miles away. They kind of found the same sort of thing with the the percussion drums, obviously, and then this kind of string instruments here with the sort of this kind of weird, like very, very large pick or plectrum being used, which is fascinating, really. And looks like 3 strings on here too, but kind of obviously played much like a bass or a guitar, or or maybe like a lute or something like that. It's very, very cool, very, very cool. And I always wondered, like, how did they come to this design with this particularly, like, this curve is going to be, this curve here is obviously very particularly designed, and how did they figure it out, and how did they figure out where to put the pegs in the middle and how to kind of find the tense of the string? It's fascinating. It's really, really fascinating. And also kind of another thing that I find interesting, and maybe you don't, I don't know, but this large sort of pick that they're both using on this sort of guitar-like instrument, it gives it the string a really, really percussive sort of feedback to the sound. You can really feel the hit on the string, not just the note being played, ringing out from the string, but you can feel the percussive hit on it as well, which is really, really cool. Yeah, it's really, really like tight and kind of really ringy. You can kind of hear the metallicness of it. It's really, really cool. Oh, and you can sort of hear like assembly sort of sound in the background kind of hitting off as well. You can kind of feel like it's just kind of rippling and slowly starting to kind of swirl together and build up in kind of as more and more instruments tend to join in. It's slowly starting to build up. Yeah, I mean, I'd love to know. I'm not going to pretend I know what these instruments are, obviously, apart from percussion, because it's obviously what that is. But to see like the string being plucked here, but also being held down here, and I like, how does that affect the sound? It's really, really, really interesting to me. Yeah, I mean, even like the guitarist and me looking at that, seeing that a very, you know, fast sort of chromatic ascend up the string, but with the alternate pick, with this I don't know if utensil is the right word to use, but this part of the instrument here is really it's weird to see. It's not weird to see, but it's interesting to see how that sort of technique is still very prevalent in modern music. Right, let's keep going for a minute. Man, that really has just kind of really picked up that pace, and I really like that kind of rest on that really the higher note towards the end of that phrase, which is I'll point out when we get there. But that's really flourished into each other now, and it does feel like this music would underlay like almost like a duel or something, like definitely a fight of some sort. Oh, it's called Duel in the Mist. I genuinely didn't clock onto that until just then, but it does feel like it is kind of like a very tense, dramatic fight between two people. That's how it feels. Let's go back over that last minute and look over it. Particularly with the addition of the lower percussion as well now, kind of accenting the full percussion. You're starting to give it that kind of war, that fight, that battle sort of feel to it. They give it out that depth. I think it really suits the theme of a duel, right? Because even though it's very fast paced, obviously lots and lots of notes are being played, and it's very, very quick. It still kind of feels it still holds the tension. Still, you know, it's not like peaks and troughs. It's building, but it's still that steady pace of like anticipation. From obviously a very. All right. Let's carry on. And I think that kind of the way that it keeps that tension is those occasional stops. Dun 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 bomb stop. Dun 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 rest. And that's really like the way that it kind of changes that. The rhythm is nice, really nice. Oh, cool. Let's keep going. We'll keep going to the end. Ooh. That's really, really cool. And again, just playing with that tension of it really nicely. I think we kind of stopped around here. So let's go over the last 2 minutes again and we'll stop and start because that was really, really cool. Again, just that pace up, drums building, faster, faster. Also that switch of rhythm, but it's kind of got that like bounce to it. Dun 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 dun. Almost sounds like a drop of like an EDM song or something, but with this kind of woodwind instrument as well. And I really like how they didn't add this in until 2.5 minutes into the song. Like this is kind of like that real push now. This is like the most dramatic point now. We're really building up, and just the high pitch of it as well. The brightness of the sound really sits nicely over the rest of the music. Nice. Really drilling into that there, the drums. So now it's sort of kind of pulled back, obviously, to reset. You can tell it's starting to build up again because we're going to go back into that kind of the wind instrument. Here. And how the main percussion becomes a lot more simple. really dramatic. Like, really, really dramatic. A really nice whip to the end. I think it's a great example, this song, of how to kind of, you can show a lot of drama and tension and scale without having to have, you know, a large orchestra with string section and trumpets and blah, 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 blah. Like, you know, comparatively, this sounds more scaled back, but it really holds its own, and it really, really, yeah, it really holds that tension really, really well, which you would need for a theme that I am assuming underlies a duel of some sort. But that was fantastic. Let me know what you thought of Duel in the Mist from Genshin Impact in the comment section below. Did you like it? Did you not like it? Let me know why. What would you like to see next on the channel? Please do let me know in the comments below. If it's from Genshin or anywhere else, let me know. If you enjoyed this video, please do like it and subscribe to the channel as well. But having said all of that, thank you all so much for watching. I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Thank you very much. Goodbye.